How's it going, everybody? I'm Andrew Robson, and you are watching RAKUYO-en's Deciduous Bonsai channel. On today's episode, I'm going to share with you how I constructed the steel pedestals in my garden, and hopefully it's helpful if you are trying to build some pedestals in your garden as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. All right, I'm here in my garden in Portland, Oregon. This is Bonsai, and we are a deciduous garden of the highest level deciduous trees where we perform good technique on those trees over time to build some of the best deciduous trees in the country. And in this garden here, I wanted this to be more of an actual garden rather than just lots of benches lined up. And so I have a lot of garden plants kind of scattered around, and I have a lot of pedestals to kind of break up the just overwhelming bench type of environment. And so these pedestals are a great way to feature certain trees around the garden, and I chose to make these out of steel rather than wood because I wanted them to be sustainable for the future. Wood here in the Pacific Northwest tends to rot pretty quickly, and I just wanted to use a material that was going to be sustainable and have quite a bit of longevity. Now, the other thing that's fun about this steel is these are actually the recycled pieces from the remnants of my shade cloth structure. Now, if you've ever been to RAKUYO-en, most of our garden, because it's deciduous, is under shade cloth, at least for the duration of the growing season. And I made my shade cloth structure out of square steel tubing because, one, it was going to be sustainable, two, it's pretty affordable, and three, it has a very minimal design that allows you to see the trees, not some obnoxious structure. So my shade cloth structure is made out of a pretty low profile steel, but it's still a nice way to tie in the aesthetic that we have here in Portland, where there's a lot of this steel in our infrastructure, in our bridges, in our buildings, and in a lot of the artwork that's scattered throughout town. And so I like the connection to the place by using the steel. And so it's just a fun way to incorporate that in the garden. But when I was making my shade cloth structure, I had a lot of pieces that were trimmed off, and I used those trimmings to make my pedestals. Now, the top of the pedestal is also steel. It's a 1/4-inch steel plate that has been cut to a specific size, and then the corners are rounded and the edges are beveled, just so it's pretty safe when we're rounding. Now, the plate is welded to a smaller piece of square steel tubing. This is a 2.5-inch square steel tube that's telescoped into a 3-inch square steel tube. And that allows me to have lots of different sizes of these tops. So if I have a oval or rectangle, I can put it on this rounded rectangular shape. If I have a square pot, octagonal pot, round pot, I can put it on this more square kind of shape. And I have ones of different sizes to really showcase all the variety of tree sizes that we have in our outstanding deciduous bonsai collection here. So that's how I built my pedestals. These are sunk into the ground about 2 feet with just some basic cement around the side. The thing that I've tried to convey with my garden here is that you don't have to spend tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to make a bonsai garden look nice. As long as you're using simple materials in beautiful, clean ways, you can make something that highlights the trees, not distracts away from the actual trees. A quick shout out to Ed from Copper Creek Bonsai, who helped me fabricate the pedestals and my shade cloth structure. I didn't know how to weld before working with Ed, and him and I did all of the construction for our shade cloth and our pedestals afterwards. So if you don't follow him on Instagram, Copper Creek Bonsai is a very good friend of mine, and he's actually vending with me for the very first time at the Pacific Bonsai Expo later this year at the end of October. So we hope to see you at that show, and if you're doing a garden design project of your own, I hope this video was helpful so that you can maybe take a look at what I did and apply it in your very own way. So thanks for tuning in. You've been watching RAKUYO-en's Deciduous Bonsai channel. I'm Andrew Robson, and we'll see you next time.